லக்ஷ்மீநாதசமாரம்பம் நாதயாமுனமத்யமாம் லக்ஷ்மீநாதசமாரம்பம் நாதயாமுனமத்யமாம் அஸ்மதாச்சார்யபர்யந்தாம் வந்தே குரு பரம்பரா. யோ நித்யமச்சுதபதம் புஜயுக்மருக்மவ்யாமோகதஸ்ததிதராணி த்ருணாய மேனே அஸ்மத்குரோः பகவதோஸ்ய தயைகசிந்தோ ராமானுஜஸ்ய சரணௌ சரணம் பிரபத்யே. எல்லாரும் கொஞ்சம் கிட்ட வந்தேன்னா கோஷ்டி எனக்கு ரொம்ப திருப்தியா இருக்கும். எல்லாம் விலகி இருந்தேன்னா எனக்கு பயமா இருக்கு. மாதா பிதா யுவதயः தனயா விபூதிः சர்வம் யதேவ நியமேன மதன்வயன அத்யஸ்ய நகுலபதேவ குணாபிராமம் ஸ்ரீமத்ததங்கிரியுகலம் பிரணமாமி மூர்த்னா பூதம் சரஸ்ய மகதாக்வய பட்டநாத ஸ்ரீ பக்திசார குலசேகர யோகி வாகன் பக்தாங்கிரேணு பரகால யதீந்திர மிஸ்ரான் ஸ்ரீமத்பராங்குஷமுனிம் பிரணதோஸ்மி நித்யோ. நீளாதுங்கஸ்தனகிரிதடே சித்தபுத்போக்தி கிருஷ்ணம் பாராத்யம் ஸ்வம் ஸ்ருதி சதசிர சித்தமத்யாபயந்தி சோச்சிட்டாயம் ஸ்ரஜனிகலிதம் யாபலாத்ருத்ய புங்கே. சோச்சிட்டாயம் ஸ்ரஜனிகலிதம் யாபலாத் கிருத்ய புங்கே கோதா தஸ்யை நம இதமிதம் பூய வாஸ்து பூய. அன்னவயல் புதுவையாண்டாளரங்கற்கு பந்து திருப்பாவை பல்பதிகம் இன்னிசையால் பாடிக் கொடுத்தாளை. இன்னிசையால் பாடிக் கொடுத்தாளை நற்பாமாலை சூடிக் கொடுத்தாளை சொல்லு. சூடிக் கொடுத்தாளை சொல்லு. சூடிக் கொடுத்த சூடியே தொல்பாவை பாடி அருளவல்ல வல்வளையை நடி நீ வெங்கடவர்க்கு என்னை விதி என்ற இம்மாற்றம் நாங்கடவா வண்ணமே நல்கு. நாங்கடவா வண்ணமே நல்கு. ஆண்டாளுடைய பக்தர்கள் அனைவருக்கும் என்னுடைய சிறந்தாழ்ந்த நமஸ்காரங்கள். இன்றைய உபன்யாசம் என் மனசுக்கு ஆசைப்பட்டது போல 5-6 மணி நேரம் இருக்காது. காலப்பிரமாணத்தை உத்தேசித்து 3 அல்லது 3.25 மணி நேரத்துக்குள்ளே இதை முடிக்க எனக்கு உத்தரவாயிருக்கு. பொதுவாக 30 திருப்பாவை பாடுறதுக்கே 150 நிமிஷம் ஆகும். 5 நிமிஷம் போட்டேன்னா கூட. உபன்யாசங்கிறதே ஒரு பாவைக்கு ஒரு அரை மணி நேரமாவது சொல்கிறது தான் உபன்யாசம். இப்போ நம்ம ரிவர்ஸ் ரேஷியோவில் 150 நிமிஷத்து சமாச்சாரத்தை 15x2 30 நிமிஷத்தில் முடித்தா தான் எனக்கு மரியாதை. அது இன்றைய பிரமாணம். ஒவ்வொரு திருப்பாவைக்கும் விளம்பமாக வியாக்கியானம் பண்ண போகிறதில்ல. அதற்கு உறுதுணையாக மேலெழுந்த வாரியாக திருப்பாவை பற்றி தெரிந்தவாளுக்கு ஒவ்வொரு பாவையிலையும் என்ன விஷயம் இருக்குங்கிறதுக்காக ஒரு இங்கிலீஷில் ஒரு சின்ன ஒரு ஷார்ட் 4-5 லைன் பிரிண்ட் பண்ணி உங்களுக்கு கொடுத்துருக்கு. This is the background on each of this Thiruppavai. In 5 to 6 minutes I will give a short background. திருப்பாவைன்னா என்ன, ஆண்டாளுக்கு இவ்வளவு மரியாதை, திருப்பாவை தமிழில் இருக்கிறதுனால முதல்ல தமிழில் பேசிவிட்றேன், அப்புறம் இங்கிலீஷில் பேசுகிறேன். தி கிரேட்டஸ்ட் அட்வான்டேஜ் ஆஃப் Thiruppavai Upanyasam is, whether it is in Tamil or in English, the more you talk about a particular Thiruppavai, the more you think about something, the more you get. It is like a perpetual fountain of information. The limitation is we are going to make it in 30 minutes. So here and there, I am going to do the musical rendition of Thiruppavai to the extent possible, not 5 minutes per pavai, but limit it to about 3 minutes. So we take some time from there, try to disperse it in the explanation part. We will segment this Thiruppavai into 3 or 4 sections. The first 5 we will sing, then give an overview what these 5 represent in the context of the 30 Thiruppavai, and the next 10 will be in one run because they all form into a pattern. Those 10 adhere to a reason why Andal took through the elaborate steps of virtually prostrating in front of each one of them before going to Parandaman. And the last 15, here and there, I will stop to explain much more than what I would have attempted in the early 15 of the 30. Before I go into the first 5 musical rendition, let me give a very short background. As Sri Venkatachalam mentioned, Thiruppavai and Vaishnavism has nothing to do in common. Thiruppavai is Vedamanithukkum Vittu. Just like Vedam is Podu for everybody, it's common for everyone. Perpetual scriptures which existed before Pralayam, which exist after Pralayam, Adivilladadu Vedam, something that is indestructible. If somebody can refer to Thiruppavai as Vedamanithukkum Vittu, if it is the source of all Vedas, then you can imagine the amount of information that is packed in just 30 pasurams. Each pasuram is made up of 8 lines. Pasuram has been the pattern in existence from the 2nd century, more used in the times of Alvars who existed somewhere between 7th to 9th century, give or take. Andal was one of the 12 Alvars, but literally if you look at Alvars, there are only 10 Alvars to begin with. Andal and Madhukavi were later additions to the lineage of Alvars. Andal is Sakshat Bhuma Devi, the consort of Shiva Narayana, Ayonija, found in the Tulasi Nandavanam of Periyalvar, one of the very eminent Vaishnava Acharyas. Andal was originally named Goda, the gift of Bhumi or Bhuma Devi Thaya. Kodai, in Tamil she is known as Kodai Nachiyar. Nachiyar is consort of Lord. Paramaniye ஆண்டதுனால அவளுக்கு ஆண்டாள்னு பேர். Andal is someone who ruled over. Ruled over who? Even Ranganatha was Goda's servant. Bhaktanuடைய அடிமை பகவான். In between, if I come to Manipurvalam and switch over to Tamil, bear with me because sometimes it's very difficult to explain a ghazal in extraordinary English. You only need either Urdu or Hindi to give a little bit of the flavor. Likewise, I have to struggle to strike a line between Tamil and English. I do appreciate that the fervor of South Indians is not restricted to only Tamilians. There is immense attachment and fervor from Kannada Desam, where in many temples during Margazhi, Thiruppavai is a very important, significant Parayana Slokam. In Andhra Pradesh, there are several temples where Thiruppavai is now the mainstay, and many Acharyas do Upanyasam in Telugu. That happens in Kerala also. So it is not parochial. Again, whoever loved Vishnu, or whoever loves Vishnu, Pattudai Adiyavarku Liyavan, this is what Nammalvar said, he is Vaishnava. If you have further doubts about who is Vaishnava, go to Narsimeta. Vaishnava Janato Tene Gahiya, he gave a list of who is Vaishnava. Vaishnava doesn't go by Chinnadharanam, doesn't go by lineage, doesn't go by birth. Whoever you love, that is the addiction between the Bhagavan and Bhakta. Today we are going to focus on Narayana, or the mischievous Krishna who was none else than Narayana according to Andal. She reiterates it in several places. So Thiruppavai is for all of us, by all of us, for all of us, to the benefit of all of us. Strangely enough, of the 12 Alvars we talk about, very few of them can be deemed Vaishnavas, excepting that they all loved Vishnu. So Acharyas never had any clan affiliation, caste affiliations, or stigma, or parochialism. Only the lower people who follow these Acharyas classify all of them into divisions, and we constantly fight with each other. That's a long topic, not for today. So that puts an end to the speculation. Whose specialty is? Andal just loved Ranganatha, Vadapatra Sai. Just like Tyagaraja said in so many kritis, he was condemning himself. He was not condemning himself. He was addressing Manasa this, Manasa that. He was condemning us in the form of his own songs. Here Andal did not require a Pavai Nombu and 30 Pasurams and the entire Margari to go to Arangan. Hardly she was a teen, Vadapatra Sai said, I will not even wear a garland if it is not adorned by Andal. Godai Anivale என்றால் இந்த மாலை தேவையில்லை என்று சொன்னவன் அரங்கன். So Goda never needed this Pasuram. Why this Pavai Nombu? And what is Pavai Nombu? I already finished Andal Charitram, so you saw that is in 1.5 minutes. Pavai Nombu generally is a Tamil culture which later on found also some references in many other southern affiliations. Whenever a young girl is to be married, in those years they used to do the Katyayani Vratam. The Vratam was conducted in many different ways. Young teenagers will go to a riverbed, they will do temples by wet sand. Eeramanla Kovil Katti, அது மேலே ஒரு விளக்கேற்றி they will light the lamp and they will do vratam. Who do they address the vratam? To Katyayani, goddess Shakti. Because Shakti is the best thing that happened to the human force, because without energy we are nothing. So they pray to Shakti, say, please give me a good husband. I have rarely known of Katyayani vratam done by men seeking, why don't you give me a good wife? I don't know, I have never understood reference to that. Nowadays we should do that. Yeah. Anyway, this Katyayani Vratam just got juxtaposed to the 6th and 7th and 8th century. There is reference about this Katyayani Vratam in even times of Silappatikaram and all that. So Andal uses this as an excuse. Uruvagamnu solluvom. We just do some analogy and we try to do a metaphor, or we try to create, poorly put, a facade, some excuse to go to God in a colorful form. Towards the end I am going to talk about Varanamayiram, time permitting, and I am also going to stress how an 8th century tradition established by Andal became the current tradition of the most modern marriages in any system. So that is how Andal created also the Brahmai. She said Vadapatra Sai is there in Gokulam. She assumed herself to be a Yadava girl, and she had all her neighbors, young girls, follow her. She had to get into that mood that she is a Yadava. In order to get to Madhava, she wanted to behave like a Yadava. One Acharya says, Idayanatramum, Udayanatramum ulla kodainar. She had to feel the smell of a Yadava, how they will smell, how they will conduct themselves, how they will wake up the young calf in the morning, how they will milk and all that. So மனசால உருவகப்படுத்தினார் தன்னை தானாகவே ஒரு கோபிகையாக, யாதவ பெண்ணாக, ஒரு இளம் பெண்ணாக, just like a young damsel in Yadava Kulam, in order to go to Madhava. And she chose Margazhi, because Masanam Margazhi chose me. This is what in Gita Krishna says. Madangala uyartha madam edana Margazhi. Why? In Mahabharatam there is a reference, in Bhagavatam there is a reference. The year started with Margazhi, the purest month. Cool month, neither too hot nor too cold. That month is dedicated for Bhagavan. Aradhana, focus on God, no distractions. That is why in Margazhi there never used to be any other marriages in the good old times. Nowadays it's not dictated by Margazhi, it is dictated by the availability of priests and the chatram and everything else. But those years, Margazhi was a no-no for weddings because they only allowed prayer to God as the primary initiative and the incentive in that month. So Margazhi was a very important month. So she chose Margazhi and used those 30 days for the 30 pasurams, and these 30 pasurams are the quintessence of Veda. This quintessence have to be just given on a bird's overview, not by in-depth analysis. So I will make an attempt. I will sing the first 5 pasurams, and then time permitting I will try to evolve.